AI tools are popping up everywhere, but with hundreds of AI tools available right now, what are the best options for you as a podcaster? My name is Nick Nelbach, co-founder of Next Gen Podcaster, and in this video, I'm going to be walking you through my top 5 favorite AI tools for podcasters. I will provide links for all the tools mentioned here today down in the description if you want to try them out yourself. Just know that I am an affiliate for some of these tools, so if you do purchase through the links down in the description, I may earn a small commission that costs you literally nothing. Now that said, let's get into it. All right, the first tool on my list, and this should come as no surprise to anybody, is ChatGPT. Since November 2022, ChatGPT has literally taken the AI world by storm. Although various AI tools existed prior to ChatGPT, OpenAI's launch of ChatGPT really kicked things into second gear. For podcasters, ChatGPT has a lot to offer. Whether you need help brainstorming topics and coming up with new ideas for your shows, or you can actually take those topics and ideas that you already have and turn them into outlines and scripts for your podcast episodes. Now, beyond the basic back and forth conversation that you can be having with ChatGPT to generate ideas, ChatGPT Plus brings in a whole new suite of features that makes this platform even more powerful for podcasters. Plugins bring a whole new suite of functionality to ChatGPT, allowing you to connect directly to websites and other third-party applications. And this can really help when you're trying to research guests or come up with interview questions for your podcast episodes. Not to mention all the other creative plugins that are out there that you can use and incorporate into your show. On top of that, ChatGPT's Code Interpreter is probably one of the most exciting features in ChatGPT right now. With Code Interpreter, you can actually upload documents and have conversations with ChatGPT based on the information inside those documents. So as an example, you can upload a transcript of your podcast episode and have ChatGPT generate information out of that transcript. So if you're catching my drift, that means you could use ChatGPT to help you generate show notes based on the transcript of your podcast episode. Beyond that, Code Interpreter would allow you to create additional blog posts related to your podcast episodes, and even create marketing and promotional material that fits your podcast episode. Now, there are other videos about ChatGPT on this channel going more in depth in some of these ChatGPT features, so if you're interested, I'll link them down in the description below. Okay, number 2 is Opus Clip and Munch. Kind of get a 2-for-1 here because I can't decide which one of these tools I like better yet. Both Opus Clip and Munch allow you to take your long-form content and cut it down into viral social media clips. All you have to do is upload that one podcast episode into Opus Clip or Munch, and they will take that video and chop it down into dozens of social media posts for you. Both of these tools will automatically add captions to your videos and give you additional editing functionality in case you want to tweak the clips that it generates for you. Now, like I mentioned, I do like both of these tools right now. I haven't come up with a clear-cut winner just yet, but I will say Munch does provide some additional functionality that I'm actually really starting to enjoy. As Munch analyzes your video, it actually does keyword research based on the content that's inside your video. As someone who's really into SEO, I really enjoy this additional feature that Munch provides. You can take a look at all the potential keywords that your video is targeting, along with competition and how many people are actually searching for those keywords that are showing up in your videos. With Munch, there are additional styles that you can choose from as far as how your captions are displayed on the screen. In Opus Clip, there's a little bit of customization, but there's not as much freedom or variation in the caption styles. Now, the last thing I do enjoy about Munch is that it does provide you a social media description that you can copy and paste over to the platform that you're posting on. They aren't always perfect, but it's nice to kind of get that first draft in and out of the way. Number 3 on the list is Buzzsprout's Cohost AI. Depending on who your podcast is hosted with, you might want to take a look at Buzzsprout. This is one of the coolest things that they've come out in the most recent months. For an additional $10 a month, you can access all of Buzzsprout's AI co-host features, and they're actually pretty powerful. After you upload your episode into Buzzsprout, the AI takes over. It'll generate multiple episode ideas, generate show notes for you, create chapters, produce transcripts, and even come up with social media posts and blog posts based on your podcast episode. Now, as we say, for anything that is AI generated automatically for you, you should always be adjusting and tweaking and editing the content that is created for you. Think of it like AI generating a first draft for all of your content. The initial thoughts are already there inside your episode. You just need a way to get those thoughts down on paper. From there, you modify them, you make them unique, you make them yours. You adding in your own personal touch is really what's going to make this content unique. Okay, number 4 is Adobe Podcast. About a year ago, Adobe decided to step into the podcasting space with Adobe Podcast Beta. And with that came Adobe's Mic Check and Adobe Enhance Speech. Well, since its launch, Adobe Podcast has added new functionality into the platform. You still have Mic Check that allows you to check the settings of your microphone, make sure everything's set up and ready to go before you hit record on your episode. And Adobe Enhance Speech is still here as well. That allows you to upload an audio file, and Adobe will automatically mix and master your podcast episode for you. Whether that's cutting out background noise or just enhancing the audio quality, Adobe Enhance Speech is actually pretty powerful. Again, it's not perfect, but one of the cool new things that they added to Enhance Speech is that you can actually control the strength or intensity of the Enhance Speech functionality. So if you upload an audio file and it just feels a little bit too you produced, you can actually dial back the strength on that. And this is definitely a welcome feature because I felt like Adobe Enhanced Speech did just a little too much at times. So giving you a little bit more freedom and control over how much Adobe Podcast does is definitely a benefit here. Now, the last addition to Adobe Podcast is its Studio. Adobe Studio actually allows you to upload or record your podcast episode directly in the platform. Additionally, Podcast Studio allows you to do some text-based editing similar to what you might see in something like Descript. And they also make it very easy to drop in different audio and music files as well. Now, this one is still very new and Adobe Podcast is still in beta, but I will do more videos about this if you are interested in learning more. Now, this last tool, it's technically not AI, but it's still going to save you a boatload of time. And it's called Timebolt. If you're someone who dreads removing silences, chopping up your episode, cutting out different pieces of your episode, you're going to absolutely love this tool. Regardless if you're editing video or audio files, Timebolt will take that file and will automatically cut out any silences or dead space in your content. Aside from just removing silences and dead space, they make it really easy to cut out and add in pieces from the episode. With the click of a button, you can cut out entire sections from your audio or video file. So as you work your way through the episode, you're only left with the best stuff. Now, the big benefit with Timebolt over any of these other text-based editors like Descript or what we had just mentioned in Adobe Podcast, Timebolt actually edits your content based on the waveforms or the audio inside the file. I've noticed with text-based editors like Descript, when you cut words out, it leaves too much of a buffer between the words, which kind of makes for an awkward silence and unnatural speech pattern. Now, that means in a lot of cases, you're going back and you're cleaning up the audio file just to make it sound more natural. Now, since Timebolt is generating these cuts based on the waveform itself, that means these cuts can be a lot more precise. This just gives you a lot more control and precision when you're editing your content. And this just means you're editing the podcast episode once as opposed to going back and cleaning up all the little pieces that you cut out along the way. So those are my top 5 favorite AI tools for podcasters. Let me know which of these are your favorite down in the comments below. Now, if you want to learn how to level up your podcasting and content creation game using tools like we just mentioned here today, be sure to hit that subscribe button because we got a lot more videos coming.